This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Once again, I am disappointed in Joe Manchin. I'm not going to sit here and say that he doesn't love his country. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bad guy. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a racist. But I am going to sit here and say he's teaming up with Mitch McConnell to scuttle voting rights reform, to strengthen voting rights in the United States. He is standing against the interest of black and brown Americans in an effort to sidle up to Republicans who have no concern for democracy in America in 2021. That is what's happening. A quote from Joe Manchin: "I will vote against the For the People Act." It's from an op-ed that he wrote recently, from which I will read a little bit in a little bit. I'm not going to go over exactly what the For the People Act entails. There will be a link to it in the description below. The Brennan Center for Justice has an annotated guide going through everything that's in the bill that involves strengthening early voting and securing easy instant voter registration. There isn't anything in the bill that's controversial. There isn't anything in the bill that it should be opposed by Republicans. The only reason you would oppose a bill that strengthens voting rights is if you are opposed to voting. And why would they be opposed to voting? I think the answer is clear. It is a party of white supremacy that wants to chip away at the ability and the ease and the rights of black and brown Americans to vote. That's what we're seeing in Texas. That's what we're seeing in Georgia. That's what we're seeing all over the country with state Republican legislatures. Joe Manchin's doing this under the guise of, we need bipartisanship. But you can't, listen, opposing voting rights because not enough Republicans agree and you want everybody on board is like saying black citizens of America aren't equal. That, I really agree that they should be able to sit at the lunch counter with whites, that they should be able to drink out of the same water fountain as whites. But listen, I can't get on board with it until Republicans agree too. That is nonsense. Certain things, listen, I've talked about this on my podcast. If you want to disagree and bicker and fight and stall on an infrastructure bill, policy like that, have at it. That's fine. That is politics. That's the inner workings of our government and how we fund things. But to oppose basic civil rights, you don't get the same pass. And that is what Joe Manchin is doing. Palling around with Mitch McConnell, the recalcitrant tool, the obstructionist, by his own moniker, the Grim Reaper, and opposing democracy. I'm going to read from this article from the Huffington Post. Mondaire Jones, Manchin would rather preserve Jim Crow for bipartisanship. Despite growing support among Democrats to abolish the filibuster, Manchin has remained vocally opposed to such a move, stating in his op-ed that he will not vote to weaken or eliminate the filibuster because he wants to seek bipartisan compromise, no matter how difficult, and to develop the political bonds that end divisions and help unite the country we love, unquote. However, Republicans have already shown that they plan to pass their own partisan legislation at the state level and use the filibuster at the federal level to block any legislation that requires them to compromise. Republican state legislators across the country are passing voter suppression laws under the guise of former President Donald Trump's lies that the 2020 election was fraudulent. Senate Republicans in Congress filibustered a bipartisan bill that would have established a bipartisan commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol. And that, too, was done away with. So I'm going to read from his op-ed, read right from Joe Manchin. These are his words. He penned. There's no spin to put on them. This is not taken out of context. This is Joe Manchin talking about the voting rights bill. I believe that partisan voting legislation will destroy the already weakening binds of our democracy. And for that reason, I will vote against the For the People Act. Furthermore, I will not vote to weaken or eliminate the filibuster. For as long as I have the privilege of being your U.S. Senator, I will fight to represent the people of West Virginia, to seek bipartisan compromise, no matter how difficult, and to develop the political bonds that end divisions and help unite the country we love. American democracy is something special. It is bigger than one party or the tweet-filled partisan attack politics of the moment. It is my sincere hope that all of us, especially those who are privileged to serve, remember our responsibility to do more to unite this country before it is too late. Well, Senator Joe Manchin, respectfully, sir, that is dumb shittery. That is nonsense. Basic human civil rights in a democratic society take precedence over bipartisanship. You want to compromise with people who don't feel that Black Americans have the same rights and access to the franchise as you do. Why do we care what their opinion is? The Democrats are in power. An election was held. They hold the majority. And you don't want to fiddle with the filibuster, which takes 60 votes before you can even have a vote. We need Republicans on board to even decide whether to hold a vote. That's what the filibuster is. So Joe Manchin is a radical disappointment. I don't think it's a stretch to say that he is anti-democracy, which I guess would make him a bad guy. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. I was going to play a clip, an extended clip from Chris Wallace's show on Fox News, but I'm going to forego that. It's just more of the same of him jockeying and trying to explain away, talking about how friendly he is with Republicans and we need their support too. No, we don't. No. We do not. Call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to know what you think about this. You can also, if you are in a financial position to do so, you don't have to budget it in. It's not a problem. If you'd like to support my work, I would welcome that. You can click the join button, and for $2 a month, you can help support my work right here on the platform. Me yammering about the news, sometimes intellectually, and other times not. Today was kind of in the middle, I think. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.